Luna's in Gemini, and today's the day for your astrologic Mona Lisa. Here's my reading of the Zeitgeist for Tuesday, August 31st, 2021.
Ciao!
The Gemini moon trines Libra Venus and her Quincunx to Taurean Uranus at 5:30 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Well, this isn't as much about words as it is about making images and having fun. Now that could mean finger painting, since it would include or could include a mess, although paint and colors are definitely in the mix. Do some exploring, make some mistakes, have some fun. It's all in the Zeitgeist. Luna BiQuintiles Capricorn Pluto in his sextile to Piscean Neptune at 7:31 a.m. Expect your experimenting and scribbling to yield some solid and fruitful results. Painting isn't seen as practical, unless you're talking house painting. Although, if you're not all that intuitively inclined, you just might be surprised. Then again, you probably wouldn't be here tuning into my intuition if you weren't. Virgo's Sol, in his square to the Gemini Dragon's Head, reaches an exact quincunx to Aquarian Saturn, in his trine to the Dragon's Head at 9:46 a.m. Uh-oh. Making a mess and not cleaning up immediately afterwards? That's a big bozo no-no. Your paints and brushes, they're going to dry out, and you're never going to be able to use them again. And forget about your work area. Oh boy. Luna begins a T-square with a square to Virgo Mars in his opposition to Neptune at 11:36 a.m. You see, a clean work and play area, that's no luxury. That's a necessity. Libra Mercury exactly by Quintiles Aquarian Jupiter at 11:59 a.m. All right, so this is a reminder to me. Writing and talking about art is more play and pleasure than work. As long as it isn't the dreaded shibboleth, October speak. October, that's an academic arts journal that makes reading and understanding Sanskrit look like child's play. Luna completes that T-square with a square to Neptune at 2:41 p.m. Hey, if any of you are interested in reading a free article from this super prestigious journal, I'll leave a legitimate link direct from the official MIT Press website. The article is entitled Lying in the Gallery, and once you get to the website, all you have to do is download the free PDF. Be careful, though. Reading more than one sentence of that stuff, that could induce a dizziness and nausea. Luna Quintiles unaspected Aries Chiron at 6:27 p.m. Instead of reading about art, it's always better to go and see it for yourself. If you want to read what somebody had to say about it, that's fine. But only after you've seen the piece for yourself, and in person. Online is fine for reading, not for looking. Luna reaches a quincunx to Pluto at 7:37 p.m. See? Unless you're there in person, right in front of an artwork, you're going to be missing a key component of the work itself. You. In other words, without you, the damn thing isn't present. And if you're not present in front of it, make no mistake, it isn't really art. Luna trines Jupiter at 9:48 p.m. Then goes void of course for 8 hours and 38 minutes. Hey, I stand by that statement. Art may be conceptual or virtual or what have you. It might even exist as an object. I'm sure the Mona Lisa is hanging on a wall in Paris. I'm certain of it. But without you and me standing right in front of her, She's not art. Luna Quintiles Sol at 11:54 p.m. Okay, so I guess I'm going to have to prove my point, or at least improve my argument in words. Here's a short snippet of a different episode of Christo.art. I've really got to get myself back to talking about art more. I think I'm better at it, and who knows? You might even enjoy it. This snippet is from my episode called Michael Kreber, or Michael Kreber. Simple is difficult. Standing in front of a work of art, any work of art, is a very vulnerable place to put yourself. And if you let yourself feel that vulnerability, which amounts to not knowing what the hell to say about it, you'll actually be calling up the resistance that Stephen Pressfield talks about in The War of Art.
Uh-oh.
And the reason creative resistance rears its ugly head, even when all we're doing is just being nice, well-behaved museum visitors looking at some art, well, that's because looking at someone else's work is never a passive activity. If it's really art, it will challenge, even beg you to see and understand it for yourself. And that isn't just a creative act. It's the action that's necessary to complete that work's very meaning as art.
No way.
Without you, it's just another tree falling in a forest with nobody around to hear it.
Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, but the silence was unbroken.
Sure, you can leave that to other visitors or to art professionals, but it's your unique perspective that'll not only enrich and complete that work of art, it'll make it your own.
That's awesome.
You know, there's a very famous quote that says, "There really is no such thing as art. There are only artists."
Yeah.
And a philosopher riffing on that truth explained that things, like paintings and sculpture, they're not art. They are works of art. Art itself is an activity of mankind.
That's it.
So I'm here to tell you that taking the time to really see art for yourself is an activity that makes you a co-creator of the work of art in front of you.
That is excellent.
Trust me, no matter how much effort and expertise Leonardo put into his Mona Lisa, that painting isn't art until you have an opportunity to really, really see her for yourself.
That's correct.
Think about it. The very fact that it's impossible to get up close and personal with the Mona Lisa, that actually means that it's no longer available as art.
What?
All it is now is a relic of Leonardo that's being held hostage, and it's forced to exist as some cliched meme of celebrity. Aside from a very few fortunate Uber celebrities who get to see her up close, she may never, ever be released from that awful state of affairs.
No!
So how do you really, really see a work of art for what it is when you're standing less than 2 feet away from it, but all you can think to say is, what the hell is that thing supposed to be?
I don't want to tell you.
Well, as long as you know that you have this capacity called intuition. Well, thanks for listening. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Alrighty then. Ciao a tutti.